Well, blessings, blessings, blessings. I'm gonna put on my intro, okay? Just because I'm used to the intro. So I'm gonna put on my intro. Hold on. I may as well wait. Let's go ahead and get Instagram. I want the intro on. Anyway, how's everybody doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Let me go ahead and put the intro on. Okay, Facebook and Instagram, we are back. Facebook and YouTube, we're back. God bless you, Instagram. And yes, tonight is Thursday, and we are in our teaching, 40 marriages that must not hold in our relationship teaching. God bless you. God bless you. 40 marriages that must not hold. And again, this is just something to help those who are considering getting married. And it is just important for us to be thinkers before you get involved in something. Because one thing I do know is once your emotions start, once you get in a relationship and your emotions are moving with you, meaning you are now being led by the emotions. You're not thinking anymore. You're just being led by your emotions, not about facts, incidents, record keeping of what you're supposed to be looking for. When you get in the emotions, many a times no one can talk to you after that. No one can warn you after that. No one can tell you anything after that. And when we get, and this is one of the reasons why we do this teaching, this particular teaching. Now, there's going to be many other teachings, but this one happens to be on the relationship series. Okay. And the most prominent relationship anybody can ever have, that's the most important ever, is your relationship with God the Father. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the relationships is because the Lord is soon to come. God bless you, Cousin Paula. The Lord is soon to come. Love you too. The Lord is soon to come. And if we don't have our priorities straight, if we don't understand what we need to be about, being about our Father's business, we can get lost in the shuffle. And again, your emotions can carry you into a flood of things that you didn't realize you were going to walk into. And so this is why you want to use your mind. God bless you. You want to be in prayer, but you want to use your God-given common sense that He's given you before you go into the flood and the stream of emotions that sets you to a different course. All right. So you have to be one that is already knowing what it is, first of all, what you are about, and what God does not want. He doesn't want you with an angry person. He doesn't want you with a fool. He doesn't want you with a brawler. I mean, that's just the scripture. He doesn't. He doesn't want you with someone that sows discord. He doesn't want you, what we talked about in the last days, perilous times will come for men shall be lovers of themselves. He doesn't want you with people that are lovers of themselves. Heedy. God bless you, Latisse. God bless you. Yeah, good common sense. That's one of the things. One of the mothers had asked me years ago. She said, I want you to teach something. And she said, because I remember your grandmother used to talk about people don't have common sense anymore. She said, so what does that really mean? It was one of the older mothers. And we had begun to have a long discussion about common sense. And, people are not using the common sense that the good Lord gave us, right? Not using it. So this is why we have to know what God agrees with. We have to know His word. We have to know who we are and what our tolerance is like. And you have to know what is safe and what is not. People don't know what's safe anymore, because a lot of people are coming up with disguises and they're covering things up. So you really don't know what you're dealing with. And a lot of times people will not show who they are until they see that you're real comfortable. And then by that time, they think that you've charmed them. And then later on, you find yourself stuck. We have to be thinkers in this time. When there's flags at the very beginning, let it be known. Don't care about hurting somebody's feelings. Move on. Okay. Just move on. Just keep pushing. Just keep it moving. Okay. So anyway, we are in the relationship series. This is Thursday Night Live. We call it Thursday Night Live at 9. Um, and we are in 40 marriages that must not hold. And again, it's about becoming a thinker, because according to the scriptures that we have been working with, and that's First Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. We're looking at that because in the continuation of the scriptures, it's also talking about how the women will be. And you have to just live your life as if you're not even married, meaning you have to give your all to God. You have to give your all and everything to God, because if your spouse, if you are so connected to whoever it is in your life, and they are leading you away from God, you know what? You better be, it better be like you're not even married. Meaning you're gonna stay focused on the Lord. You're not gonna let them distract you or derail you, but you are gonna stay committed to your relationship. You are gonna stay committed to the covenant, right? But you're not going to be molded into someone else's desire to go out of the ways of the Lord. Okay. So we have to stay focused in this time. We have to know what the good Lord given us, and we have to learn to be grateful. And in addition, we have to be able to keep our hearts pure, with all diligence. We have to keep our hearts pure. So we've been talking about the 40 marriages that must not hold. And again, this is a book written by Dr. D.K. Olukoya. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. I'm seeing that he's growing his ministry. He's from Africa, Nigeria, but he's growing his ministry. So I'm seeing a lot more things come about on Instagram. He's declaring things over your life. I'm seeing a whole lot of things. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. He's very reachable right now. But it's the Mountain Fire Ministries Church. But his book is about different scenarios of why these marriages should have never come together in the first place. So 40 marriages that must not hold, it's about these that should have never even come together in the first place, because there were flags already in the beginning, and you should have seen it, or you should have caught it so that you wouldn't have said I do. So we are on marriage number 37. Last week we were on marriage number 36, the marriage between Mrs. Husband and Mr. Wife. God bless you. God bless you, Kim. Good to see you. All right. Mrs. Husband and Mr. Wife. We got to see that the roles were reversed. And these are things, it's like these are marriages that should never even came together. You have to think. You have to think before you go out and do anything. You have to think before you go out and make covenant with somebody. Okay. So tonight, caterpillar marriage. Let's look at that right quick. The caterpillar marriage. All right. And again, 40 marriages. So that means we have 3 more. Okay. So we're on 37, and there's 3. So here's the 3. This is a marriage that right from when the relationship begins. See, this is what I talked about a little earlier. You have to know it already. Different catastrophes begin to happen. So listen, right when the relationship begins, not even the marriage, but right when the relationship begins, when it first starts, different catastrophes begin to happen. You get fired from work. It says sack in workplaces, death of parents, and so on. The troubles do not end after the marriage. They are continuous. So it was already the moment you met this person, and this person, the moment you were doing good until they came in your life. And when you decided to be more comfortable with the person, all these things begin to happen bad in your life. God bless you, Cynthia. All these bad things begin to happen in your life. And when you get married, they continue to happen in your life. This is what's called the caterpillar marriage. The caterpillar marriage is a destructive one. Such marriages must not hold, or they should not even gotten together in the first place. So when you see signs like this, the very first, most of the church people, I'm going to say church people, because a lot of people just in church and they just want to, just want to find a mate. You're not being spiritual. You're not seeing what's happening. You're not noticing the signs. You're not seeing what happened when this person came into your life. You're not noticing the change. I was doing fine until they came into my life. You're not seeing anything different. Let me switch the mic. Let me change the mic. Okay. Thing different. Meaning, when they came into your life, disaster struck. Right when they came into your life, things begin to go bad. If you were somebody that was carnal in the church, you would say, "Oh, that's just the enemy. He doesn't want us together. So we're gonna continue because we're gonna fight this battle. The devil don't want us together." If you see it that way, you're not spiritual. You're not seeing that when this person walked into your life, catastrophe hit. It's a sign that this is the enemy coming into your life. It's not about the devil not wanting you to be together. It's about the fact that God was showing you this is what this person walks in. Destruction. This is called the caterpillar marriage. So you got to be spiritual. You can't afford to be carnal when you're making some spiritual decisions. Marriage is spiritual. Remember, I talked about this way at the beginning. And I talked about how marriages are made in heaven, depending upon the third heaven or the second heaven, wherever that marriage was designed from, they are actually made in heaven. And so it's a spiritual working, it's a spiritual connecting, a dynamic, bringing this one and that one together. That's why you don't have to you don't have to search for them. God bless you, cousin. I'm gonna call you when I get off, okay, cousin Kenny. I'm gonna call you. Yeah, I'm gonna call you because I just heard that today and I saw your text, but I'm gonna call you. But anyway, so these marriages, they are made in heaven. And when you see these signs, the minute you start being around them, bad things begin to happen in your life. And with these bad things happening in your life, you, like I said, not being spiritual, you're thinking it's the enemy trying to get you not to be with the person. But it's in fact God allowing you to see what kind of nature this person has. They bring, you remember, was this Charlie Brown and was it Lionel? He always had that blanket and it was like had a bunch of dirt in it. The blanket always had dust or something. It was like dirt. Wherever he walked, he had dirt around him. So wherever he goes, this thing goes with him, right? So it's not a sign that the enemy doesn't want you together or the enemy's trying to block it. No, you're just seeing the fact that this person is not good for you, never will be, and this is what they come in. This is their best. You got to remember, they're bringing their best foot forward. And when all these things begin to happen in your life because they walked in, you got to Kim. When you see that when they walked into your life, then all the bad things start to happen to you. Again, life is spiritual. You can't just take that on the surface. You can't just be like, oh, no, you've got to know something is wrong. And if you're unsure, start praying. Lord, help me tonight. Lord, I need to know. Because again, life is spiritual. And if you're not taking your life serious and you don't even see the little telltale signs that are showing up, stuff like that, when you start seeing the minute this person came into my life, all these catastrophes happen. The minute they came up, but before they were in my life, I was doing good. I was doing fine. I didn't have any problems. But the minute, it's like if you don't start thinking, remember, getting out of your emotions. You don't start thinking and start writing things down and like, wait a minute, hold on, check this out. There seems to be a pattern right here. This is what they do, right, cousin? You got to be able to pay attention. Life is spiritual. You cannot afford to make spiritual decisions with a carnal mind. You can't. Marriage is spiritual. All right. You're being brought together by something. And either that thing is going to come in to help you or it's coming in to destroy you. All right. So again, the caterpillar marriage, this is marriage number 37. This is a marriage that Right from when the relationship begins, different catastrophes begin to happen. Sack in workplace, meaning you lost your job, death of parents, and so on. The troubles do not end after the marriage, they are continuous. The caterpillar marriage is a destructive one. Such marriages must not hold, meaning they should have never even come together. When the husband comes from a terribly demonic background and the wife is equally demonic, the home becomes a theater of complex demonic problems. It can be likened to bringing both positive and negative charges together. Now, see, if you bring in positive and negative charges together, listen, it's not going to work. There will be problems like sickness, misunderstanding, poverty, bad luck, closed doors, cycle of misfortune, jumping from frying pan to the fire, going from one tragedy to the other, and experiencing all forms of destruction. See, it's never going to work together because do these two people come from demonic backgrounds? And you know, in the demonic realm, all they do is compete. I mean, think about the DC comics. Think about the Avengers. Think about the legends of DC legends. They come together to fight to take territory. Okay? And they don't care how they do it. It's about taking territory. So when you see that somebody has come into your life and all this catastrophe begins to happen, what is that person carrying, or what is walking behind them? What did they do? You understand? Some people are cursed. They're cursed, and they come to you because you're blessed. But because you're blessed, they come to you because you're a bright light. You know, flies are attracted to light. So listen, you're a bright light, and they come to you, but as soon as they do, all these catastrophes start happening, all this. And you know, here's the thing. You can, if you reported a crime to the police department, they'll say, when did you first notice this? Right? They'll ask you questions. What time was it? When did you notice this happen? Because you have a time of report, the time that the incident is being reported, and you have the actual times of occurrence. So it could have happened between this date and that date, but I'm reporting it to you now because I'm noticing now that something is taken from me. Well, who do you suspect? Say if it's a theft. Well, who do you suspect? Well, I don't know, but all I can say is I was at the house. This person was at the house. That one was at the house, and where I normally keep my things, it's usually locked. And I don't know how they took my things. I don't know. They're going to ask you, how did you know? So we don't even ask those questions. So when all these problems begin to happen in our life, when did it start? Hello? When did it begin? When did the issue happen in your life? When did it first start? When did you first start noticing these problems? Right? That's why it's so good to talk to somebody that's not caught up in your drama. Somebody that's going to be able to sit down and talk to you and say, hold up. And they're noticing all these problems. This problem after that problem after that problem. They're noticing a lot of stuff happening. Wait a minute. From what point did this begin to happen? Who came in your life? Yeah. So when you notice there's a big change, and then even here, even this, when people that are close to you, they start noticing your change. And they say, wait a minute, that is not even their character, right? That's not their character. And they say, wait a minute, hold on. What just happened? What just happened? So you say, okay, they weren't doing this before. So what entered into their life? And then you go back and you start looking, it's like, oh, they got in contact with that. And once they got in contact with that person, all this stuff started happening, like a whole river of destruction start coming from them. See, when somebody comes into your life and you notice all these problems come with it, you have to look back and say when. People are not thinkers today. Remember, use the common sense that God gave you. What did you say? Because we are We are blind at times, and mainly to those close to us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But that's why it take other people to help you, right? So you have to be able to have somebody like an accountability person, and they're noticing things in your life. Because usually when you have somebody that's destructive coming into your world, they don't like to have you around other people. They don't. They don't. Let's say, oh, yeah, they don't like to have other people around you. And so when other people begin to look at your life and they say, wait, something's changed, something is happening, and it's not good. And they start thinking, you know what? She was doing just fine before she met him. And ever since she met him, I'm noticing all these things taking place. And like I said in the beginning, you don't want to get all in your emotions and be swept away or pulled down a river because of your emotions. You got to be able to still have the thinking faculties of your mind at work. All right. That's why we don't give in to the emotions in that way. You sit back, you analyze, you check things out. You got to see what's happening. God bless you. All right. So this is a caterpillar marriage, and this caterpillar marriage is destructive. All right. So it says, again, I'm going to read that again. When the husband comes from a terribly demonic background and the wife is equally demonic, the home becomes a theater of complex demonic problems. Okay. So remember, they're going to always be battling, because when there is a battle, God bless you, when there's a battle taking place and when they're coming from demonic background, it's all about territory. It's all about who's going to be the last man standing, because it's somebody that wants to be in control. Two demonic backgrounds, demons are always they're always divided, and they're always trying to find something to seek and conquer. All right. It can be likened to bringing both positive and negative charges together. There will be problems like sickness, misunderstanding, poverty, bad luck, closed door, cycle of misfortune, jumping from frying pan to fire, going from one tragedy to the other, and experience all forms of destruction. By the time the couple looks around, they will discover that there's no breathing space. Even when they try to patch things up, nothing would ever work. Unfortunately, the children will suffer the consequences. Invisible demonic caterpillars will perpetrate destruction with reckless abandon. The mystery of the caterpillar and the cankerworm will be at work. And here's the scripture. Joel 1:4 says, that which the palmer worm hath left hath the locust eaten, and that which the locust have left hath the cankerworm eaten, and that which the cankerworm hath left hath the caterpillar eaten. There is no denying the fact that this kind of marriage will be destructive. Okay. So again, you have people who will enter into your life, and you were doing just fine. You were doing just fine before they came in. And after they came into your life, it's been downhill since then. And this is one thing you really have to be thinking and paying attention to. And I always say, like, what's trying to come around your house? What's coming around your house? When you have the little bugs and things going on, creeping crawlers in your house, they don't have any business in your home, right? Bugs they shouldn't be in your house at all. And so when you start noticing, I'm telling you this on the natural because it's a spiritual concept. When you start noticing strange bugs coming in your house, it's time to clean up and start praying and make sure that thing gets out your house quick and right away, and start praying and bind whatever spirit that is trying to enter in. I kid you not. I kid you not, because these things show up in the natural. It's like into people who understand crows, right? And for the most part, people know, hey, daughter, good to see you, Dana. For the most part, when people see a bunch of black crows, what do you think of? What do you think of? You think of death, right? You think of something about to happen, right? You start thinking about that. Not that you're superstitious, okay? It's just the fact that a lot of times the enemy works through the demonic realm and use things like this to monitor, to bring destruction, and these are signs. Okay, a lot of times they're the signs that the enemy will use. So if you don't begin to pray and start binding the devil and making sure that everything is clear, that everything is taken care of, okay, that you kill the insect as soon as you see it. Okay, if you kill that one and another one shows up, you better do something. And they're not they're, you don't even see this kind of thing in your house. You better take care of it. You better do it right away. I remember being in this church, and this real big water bug just started, like, came out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere. Just right in the. Said, you know what? I was telling somebody, if you don't kill that thing, I was letting them know that's spiritual. It's a natural thing, but it's spiritually, it's spiritually, it's a spiritual thing because it just showed up out of nowhere. And I just got up and started smashing it. Right? I mean, I think it was in the foyer, the choir stand. And I just started smashing it. Like, what? And I was letting them know, don't let when you see bugs in here, you better kill it. Right? So people have been trained, when you start seeing things inside of the church and they just start popping up, you better start praying and start sweeping, cleaning house right away. Because otherwise, what it's doing is introducing the real spirit that's trying to come in and take over the church, or the real spirit that's trying to come in and take us, or the real. So this is why you got to do everything you can, just like you would have your door locked. You want to make sure no thieves can enter in. You do everything that you can to make sure you don't have no things coming in, creeping, crawling in your house. These things are not to be taken lightly. So again, we're talking about the caterpillar marriage. So when you see things coming in, the cankerworm, the palmer worm, what the cankerworm didn't eat, the palmer worm ate. It's all about destruction, destroying what you have. It's all about this. So it's like, wait, hold on. Who just came in? It's like, hold on. We were doing real good until you showed up. Right? You have to be able to acknowledge what it is. And it's a new thing. It's like, you gotta go. You ever had anybody who okay. I remember when we were young, my parents, various places. And I remember we moved to this place and they have no bugs, no nothing. God bless you. We didn't have no roaches, no bugs, none of that. But I think my dad ended up getting a microwave from somebody. I think he got a microwave. And that microwave got turned on. And all them creepy crawlers, what did you say? Yeah, you've overstayed your welcome. All those creeping crawlers start coming. It's like, hold on. We know we didn't have this in here. So where did this come from? Where did that microwave come from? We heard about whose house again. Oh, it's got to go. We had to bomb the whole house. Why? Because something came in that shouldn't have. What was going to happen? You're going to bring germs. You're going to bring we're going to have problems. You understand? You have to be that keen in your own relationships. I was doing fine until that. You have to know that. So what's your status right now? What's your current status right now at this moment? Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Now, if someone else came into your life and it improves your life, well, that's different. Things start like coming together, and now you're seeing how you got doors that are opening, and they're great doors that are opening. You didn't do anything to maneuver these doors, okay? You didn't make no deals at the crossroad, and you didn't know. This is just a pure connection, pure connection. God gives you connection, He gives you favor. And then as soon as you have favor and alliance with these ones, all the blessings start flowing. You see? So when it's the right one, remember, every good and perfect gift comes from the Father of light, in whom is no variableness, neither. It doesn't mean that the person is perfect, but good things begin to flow, right? Good things begin to flow. And then when it does, and you're able to look around and say, hold up, wait a minute. who just came in or what just happened. You have to be that king, and you have to be able to pay attention to your life. When things are going well and things begin to change, what just happened? What just walked in the door? What just took place? And if it's in your power to make the changes and get them out, it's in your power, get them out right away. Period. Point blank. Nope, nah, gotta go. Not because you don't want them right here in your vicinity. No, because remember, you're looking for a spouse. You don't want somebody like that in your life. For what? For what? You like destruction? No, you're not meant for destruction. You're not meant for that. So when you see all these things happening at the beginning, it's signs. It's already letting you know. That's number 37. 37 is the caterpillar marriage. You got to notice these things right away. Start paying attention. Start paying attention to you and what's happening. Listen, your life should be a life flowing to great things. Your life should be flowing to great things, to positive things. And we do know that even as we grow, there is a process of growth, a process of learning, a process of peeling things back, a process, even a plant, you have to cut and trim it back so that it can even bud even more, right? Bud more flowers so it can grow even more. We're not talking about that because that's part of the growth process. That's part of going into better things, okay? As you move into better things, naturally have to be cut, and then other things can fall to the ground and die. It abides alone. It goes underneath the ground, underneath the dirt, and it doesn't come up as the same seed. It comes up and springs forth the thing in which you planted. So you have a seed of an apple and you put it down in the grass, you're not going to have the seed come back out of it. What you're going to have is a full tree. A tree is going to start coming. You're going to start seeing the roots. You're going to start seeing the bark. You're going to start seeing little things. That's the process. That's a natural process. But the good thing is coming out. You understand? It's the good thing coming out. The good. It's a good thing. This is a good tree. This is a good thing that's coming out. Right? So you can expect that in the process. However, if you got something and it's a bad seed and the seed's not producing anything, you put it in the ground and there's nothing coming up, and then you look up and say, okay, let me kind of till the grass, let me change the dirt, let me do what I need to do, let me water it more, let me move it, and then nothing else happens, it's a bad seed. See, if you watch and you're observant, you can see what things are happening. The problem is we're all in our emotions. We're not paying attention, and people are showing signs. They're letting you know. They're telling you straight up with who they are the minute they see you. But if we start ignoring it, be like, oh, don't ignore things. In this hour, don't ignore things, okay? Don't ignore this hour. People are showing who they are. People are showing, they are manifesting, okay? They're showing who they are. When you're looking and waiting for somebody to come into your life, you're looking for somebody that's going to be able to grow with you. They have a future that is good and bright. You're on the same side of being good and bright. All right? And you have great things in store. Great things. All right? So, marriage number 37. Out of 40 marriages that must not hold. This is where we end tonight. So you don't want one that's full of destruction, but pay attention to the signs. How are they up? What happens in your life when they show? What begins to change in you? If you have children, how do your children change? Trust that saying, when people show who they are, feed them. That's right. I think it was Maya Angelou said that. When people, right, when they begin to show you who they are, believe them. Okay? So we can't be in the fantasy. They are actually showing you who they are. All right? So marriage 37. When somebody enters into your life and everything in your life start going haywire, you have to look around who just came in, because I was just fine. I was just fine until you came in. You got to think about that, okay? So If your life is in turmoil now and you know that you were fine before, I pray that God will show you what came into your life. What was it? Where did it come from? So that you can not be attached to it and you can remove it quickly out of your life, whatever it is. If somebody gives you a gift, let me throw this at you. If somebody gives you a gift, somebody exchanges something with you. Okay, we're talking about spiritual things right now. If somebody exchanges a gift with you, and we know that this is a season that everybody's being merry and bright, okay? But if somebody exchanges a gift with you and you take that gift home, and remember, your home has been a house of peace, you've been okay, you've been good, you've been able to relax at home, you have no problems, but you accept the gift, and the minute you do, you unwrap it and like your fingers start feeling funny. As soon as you unwrap it, it's like, what's it about this thing? That's like the first inclination. Then you go, no, it's nothing. So you just put it on your fireplace mantle. This is just cute. Then before you know it, things begin to start breaking in your house. Meaning the water stop work. The pipes start getting clogged. Okay. So then you go get the pipes fixed. You call the plumber. The plumber comes and fixes the pipes. And while he's fixing the pipes, your car broke down. Wait a minute, I was just okay. I didn't have any problems with my car. I didn't have any problems with my car. So then you get that fixed. So as soon as you get that fixed, then your purse strap broke and all your stuff just spread across the street. Hold on. And you outside trying to pick everything up. It's like, wait a minute. Now my purse strap broke. And while you're walking, the heel on your shoe broke. I mean, it's one thing, and I'm maybe kind of comical, but I'm just thinking as I'm talking. And it's like, what did you do? I've experienced that with someone giving clothes to me. Oh my, so you Yellow Beauty, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying this to say you have to be very keen in this hour. Everybody's not giving you something just to give you something. Okay? So you better use discernment in this time. I pray to God that you get discernment that you need in this hour. So all that happened to that. You got plumbing problems, car problems. Your purse just broke in front of everyone. Your shoe broke. What just happened? Then you sit back, calmly think, Lord, what just happened? You ask the Lord, show it to me. What did I miss? Did I miss something? What came into my life? Because this is not normal. And then you remember the feeling that you had in your hand when you open up that gift, like your fingers started tingling. It was something weird that happened to you as soon as you open up that gift and you put it on your mantle. Then you're like, you know what? The devil is a liar. You take that thing, break it, bust it up, burn it, whatever you got to do, and get it out of your house. And then you just pray, clean it up. We're talking about spiritual things tonight, right? And then you notice that once you prayed throughout your house, got that thing out, burnt it up, destroyed it, whatever you needed to do, then your peace came back, and then you were back, your house felt back to normal. That was the very thing that came in and changed your whole house. You understand? So if a thing can carry a spirit with it, what do you think people can carry? We're temples. If we are a temple, the Bible says we're the temple of the Holy Spirit. Well, then everybody is a temple to something, right? What are they carrying? So pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Don't just get caught up in your emotions and, oh, they're looking good and all these things are happening. Don't get caught up in that. You need to pray and pay attention. Pay close attention. All right. And once you pay attention and your heart ain't attached to it, the answer is no. That's it. No, not for me. And you keep it moving. All right. This is marriage number 37. We will be back on next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Our marriage next week is the fixed marriage. All right. The fixed marriage. After that, we're going to deal with the second-hand marriage. That's going to be interesting. And then our last one, the CIA or the KGB marriage. I love these titles. I love these titles. But anyway, those are our next lessons. And again, this is 40 marriages that must not hold from Dr. DK Olukoya. This is our relationship series. The main thing is the main thing, and that is God. God bless you, cousin. The main thing is the main thing, and that is God. So we want to keep him the main thing. You keep him first, you'll be all right. All right. You keep him first, you'll be all right. But anyway, so to God be the glory. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Apostle Hellena Horsley. I will see you all next week, and we'll be talking about